Hi guys, welcome to another Learning Electronics Repair video. So it's Sunday afternoon right now. I'm not sure what time it will be when you watch this, but it's about 4:45 in the late afternoon, early evening, and I'm at the workshop. So it's been like a really good weekend this weekend. I know at least two of you like to hear about where I live, so on Friday night we went to a concert. We have a big free concert, we have these twice a year in a place called the Jumbo Centre. These are the Pride concerts. But you know, Pride concert here, whether you're straight, gay, straightish, whatever you are, yeah, it don't matter. Everybody goes down. People take their families and the kids down there, yeah. And we have these big free concerts. So it went on. Tonight's the last night. I'm having it later. It's been going on now for 7 days. Starts about 4 in the afternoon and goes on till 3 in the following morning. And the atmosphere is fantastic. So this is free, by the way, completely free of charge. And we have this twice a year. And the weather's warm, yeah, so it's November. But we actually are in the northern hemisphere. I am not actually in the tropics. And yet, normally November is in the mid-20s. But this year it's been in the high 20s. It really is very warm, and it's staying above 20 degrees centigrade right through the night. Yeah, it's staying warm. So anyway, I just thought I'd quickly show you a couple of minutes. You can always skip this. A little bit of what we saw on Friday night. We had a fantastic time. And then I'll tell you about the car boot sale. Yeah, because that's something to tell. So that's what we have here. People here like to party, and I'm no exception. Yeah, I'm down there with the wife, with Mrs. Learning Electronics Repair, and we're both down there partying this weekend. Anyway, other than that, I've actually rearranged my workbench, so I'll just show you. So now I have all the test equipment to one side, basically. I still have my vacuum desoldering tool here, but everything else is now in front of me. So I've got the little preheater in the corner there, which I kind of drag out. It's on a long cable. Easy to hand, my various tools I need. This is the PCBWay MILLIOHM meter, which I built there just where I wanted. And then we have the soldering iron, the hot air, and this is my microscope. And then this side I have, you've never seen this, guys. This is actually my other oscilloscope, my second analog one. We'll have a play with that one day. I picked this up at a radio rally in the UK around about 2018 for £20, would you believe? The other MILLIOHM meter, and this is where I keep all my various multimeters. Okay, audio mixer. And rather dusty needs a clean. That's one that actually connects to my speaker system from the PC. The dust is quite free, and you can say I only use those two middle channels, yeah? So that's how I rearranged my workbench. I don't know whether you guys have any comments on that. I think it might be a bit easier to work like this, so we will see. Plenty of other changes actually. So you now see I have a 3-camera system which I can use. We can just make this one a little bit smaller. There we go. And I have some more goodies. So I bought these off AliExpress. This is a HDMI capture device, USB 3, 4K. This will do 1080 at 60 frames per second. I'm not trying to sell you these things, guys, just showing you what I have. Yeah, I bought this myself. So I can connect this to a computer when, for example, I'm running Linux to test graphics cards or mats or mods, and you can see the picture coming out of there. It has a pass-through going to the screen, and then this connects into my PC. Really meant for your gaming streamer, so they can plug a headphone in here and they can talk over the game. But I have that, and a little cable obviously with it. And I bought this as well, so this is a little converter. I haven't tried this. But this is a VGA to HDMI. I'm hoping to use it with this, so I can also capture from VGA as well. And I have VGA to DVI converters. So I should be able to capture from anything I have in the way of a computer on test on the bench now, and you'll get a much better picture, guys. So that's what I've been upgrading. I'm going to upgrade the face cam, the one you see now. It's blurred, and I'm going to put some lighting in facing towards me. So all in all, I think we're going to have a much better viewing experience now, yeah. Anyway, enough waffle. You see what I've been doing here. Let's have a look at these 6 computers. Okay, guys, so today we have 6 computers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one on top, 6. Some of which are more interesting than others, and that one at the end I think looks very interesting. So that's what we've got. So let's see if we can sort of zip through the least interesting ones, I think, first, and then let's see what else we have here, yeah? Okay, let's start. These computers then, so I have 5 of them from one trader, the one I've been buying off regularly the last few weeks. And he is a bit cheeky because he always makes me buy all of them. Out of the 5, there was 2 I really wanted. Another one I said, okay, I'll take. And then the other 2 I didn't want. And he wanted €60 for the 5, which, you know, fair enough, is like €11.60 each. I even sort of said, look, I'll give you €50 for the 3 I want, and you can keep the other 2. But then it goes, well, they're €5 each, you know, they're €5 each, take them. So in the end, I did. The last one came from another trader who I buy from time to time when he has some retro stuff in, not every week. And he asked for 15, I offered him 10, and I got it for €10. So all in all, this week I spent €70 on old PCs. Can we make a profit? Well, let's have a look. So this is the first one we're going to look at. It's a, I don't know what it is exactly, but it's kind of looks a bit like a Dell type thing, Dell or Compact, but it's not branded. There's no brand on it that I can see. Okay, there's no brand on this. Is this the top? Because there's some USBs here, but then it looks upside down. No, that's the bottom. That is the bottom. That's interesting. Okay, not quite sure how that should work. Maybe it goes this way. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, the writing's the right way up. Open. Yeah. So okay. No graphics card in. It would be low profile anyway. There we have it. Could be anything really. From a, well, it's got an Intel cooling fan in. It's definitely got an Intel cooling fan, so looks like it'll be a 775, but you might be something a bit better. Yeah, if we're lucky. At €5, I'm not really interested to even bother to look what's in them at the car boot because it's €5. Yeah. Right. So, okay. I'll zoom down a bit. It's not a 775. This is a H61 motherboard. I had one last week, Gigabyte. This is an ASRock. The one I had last week had a faulty BIOS, actually faulty, not just corrupted. And this is a 2nd or 3rd generation Core i something. Or, like last week, we could be really unlucky and it's a Celeron. But I'm going to class this as owing me €5 and the other one, and then the 3 I wanted, we're going to say they cost me €17 each. So to give it a chance, this has to make €5 of profit, okay? It has a hard drive. I mean, this is a complete machine. This is a complete machine. Yeah, it's absolutely complete machine. So let's just do the quick check, short circuits on the 12 volts. If there isn't, let's just try power it up and see what it does. Let's look. If this doesn't work and there's anything complex about it, I'm not going to bother. Yeah, I'm just going to see if I can get my €5 worth out of it. But let's see. So there is no short circuit on the 12 volts, and I'll be quite happy to just stick some power in this and see what it does. I'm going to just disconnect the hard drive for a moment, and we'll plug in some power. We could go via the current limiter, or we could just live dangerously. Yeah, I don't think there's any value on this one, so I'm going to live dangerously. Ready? But nothing, nothing happens. Does it power up? It does. Bit noisy. Noisy fan in there somewhere. Doesn't bleep, but it may not have a speaker. Let's plug the VGA monitor and see if we get a picture out of it. This is where I'm going to hope my 3-camera system comes in. I can actually angle this monitor, you can see, all the way round, so I'm hoping this will be better for the videos. Okay, let's try it. Just go to VGA, it's on VGA, and we don't have a picture. Okay, let's get this motherboard out and let's have a look, see what's what with it. So I have the motherboard. It's very, very dusty, but this is quite normal for here, to be quite honest. Could do with going in the bath. Don't see any particularly obvious problems with it. So let's connect the speaker. I don't think it had a speaker on it before. Put a speaker on. Put the start button on. I have the power. I got the power, yeah, I got the power. Known good power supply. What's it do? Well, it doesn't bleep and doesn't do anything. Oh! Ah! It bleeps. RAM. That might be because it only has a single RAM in this channel. Hard to say. Without trying it in the other one, yeah. Hard to say, but not hard to prove one way or the other. Let's stick with RAM in the other channel. Let's say no more about that, yeah. Oh, it's a bit sticky. I don't like it. Oh, it also jumps out like a flea. Yeah. Ah. It doesn't. Yeah, it is. It's in. Let's try it. Let's put the monitor connector on as well. Right, let's go. Power on. Bleeps like there's no RAM. Do you like that, guys? What's this thing? It says a what is it? Can we see? Glasses falling off. It's 4 gig. It's a 4 gig DDR3. I'm assuming it'll do the same thing with no RAM in, just to tell us it really is RAM. Yeah. So let's try a couple of good strips of RAM, and if that doesn't work, let's just clean the sockets. I know these are good ones. They're only 1 gig strips, but they're quite impressive, aren't they? Yeah. They're quite impressive, but they're nice and easy to get hold of, actually, so I quite like using these. Okay, try that. Well, it did something different, yeah. I don't have a picture, but it did do something different. Try again. Okay, I'm going to clean these RAM slots, guys. Try one. Something different with them in, you know. Try again without. Okay, that's interesting because it makes a different noise with these in. It makes a different sound with these in. I'll just give these a clean. Let's see if that helps. Bit of isopropyl alcohol. We've got the fan wire caught under here somehow when they've inserted the CPU. Not as it matters, it's just like, you think if you'd done that you'd kind of like undo it, yeah. Okay, try and get these cleaned. Now, while it's still a bit wet, let's repeatedly insert the dims a few times. Of course, repeatedly would by definition mean a few times, yeah. Still like to jump out. Don't jump as far as the other one, but yeah. Still a little bit damp, so I'll just get the hot air. I'm not going to get it particularly hot, just dry it out. This stuff evaporates nice and quickly. Okay, that'll do. It's just tepid, yeah. Now see if we get a picture. Okay. Power on. Doesn't like them, does it? For some reason. There's something it doesn't like about those. I'm guessing the CMOS battery is probably flat. Let's go back to one of the originals. It's just still slightly bit of isopropyl on here. That's the one. That's the original one, yeah. Okay, so this has got some sort of like issue whereby it appears to behave differently with a RAM strip in compared to none. Huh? Let's just check the CMOS battery. I'm guessing it's going to be flat. I wonder if there's something like in the BIOS settings it doesn't like with the RAM now. Well, it's, obviously, it's not mine, it's got the leads on the bottom way around. 2.2 volts, that's no good. Okay, I think I have a good one here from the other day. This is, yeah, let's have a look. Perfectly good, 3.2. Looks like there's a CMOS jumper here, so let's set that and give it a moment. I think that should be enough of a moment, guys, don't you? So definitely by the time I've managed to get it off, it'll be enough of a moment. I'm assuming that's in the right position now. Yeah, 1, 2 normal, 2, 3 clear. Let's see what it does. Batteries in. Power on. Start. Oh, this is without the RAM again. Okay, stick some RAM in it. Interesting. It's got a TPM header. If it's got a TPM header, I'll try and put my analyzer card on and see what it's telling me, because this will not give a code on a PCIe analyzer, only the gigabyte given on the PCIe. You have to use the TPM, and it looks like this doesn't actually have one. Some other ones don't have them, so I probably can't use an analyzer with this to tell me anything. Let's have a look at the CPU, see what's going on under this heatsink. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, it may be the value in this is the value in the CPU. I might have a seller on like last week, yeah. We're going to do this together, guys. We're going to do it together. Let's see what we've got. So, what we've got is rather dusty and dirty. Oh, really corroded around here. Don't like the look of that at all. Have you ever seen a CPU socket corroded like that? Let me zoom down on it. There. Have you ever seen anything like that? Really? I mean, we can get the dirt off, but on the motherboard. Good heavens, I mean, have you ever seen? Let's get the heatsink compound off. Let's do it together and let's see how lucky I am this week, yeah? Are you feeling lucky, punk, yeah? Are you feeling lucky, Dickie? Have we got a decent CPU? Let's see. Let's see what we've got. Okay? The big reveal. What is this thing? Oh! It's a Celeron! Oh no, is it another Celeron? Oh my god. Not so lucky, eh? Yeah, look at that. Another Celeron. Okay. Shall we see what it's like underneath here? Well, actually the socket itself looks pretty much okay. And the CPU looks clean to me. So let's just try this. Let's just a little bit of dust off. Let's just put one of my spare test heat sinks on top, just so it gets a bit of cooling. Let's try it now. There we go. What's it doing? Power on. Same thing. I'll just try a bit more RAM, but I don't think it'll make any difference, but we can have a go. I know these are good, a pair of 2 gig HyperX. Bit more fluff come out of it. Okay, let's try it. No, so it doesn't seem to like any sort of RAM. Could be a BIOS problem, I guess. Because obviously it is kind of like booting, yeah, when we don't have these in, we get a different code. Yeah. Out of interest, what's happening with the voltages? What is your V core? Well, actually that's 12 volts, so this will be the V core. Yeah, 1.2, that's fine. This is your RAM supply. 5 volts on there. Yeah, 1.6, that looks fine to me. So the main voltages are there. I think that's as much as I want to do with that, to be honest, guys. For the £5. Probably useful just for taking the MOSFETs and things off. I'm not sure it's worth the bother of actually trying to reprogram the BIOS. I could try another CPU. That's easy. Let's just try another CPU. Okay, this is another Celeron, the one we were using last week, but we know it's good. So let's have a quick look. What do you think of this? So again, without RAM. Here we go. Yeah, bleeping without the RAM as you'd expect. Put some RAM in. Okay, power up. Yeah, that same thing. Oh, it's switched off now. I've just left it a little while just to see what it does. Power on again. Let it cycle a few times. Off. Whatever it is, it doesn't like it. Not overly hot. Yeah, it's just stuck in this loop. Well guys, I think considering the amount of corrosion around here and the way it's behaving, it probably isn't worth the effort to go any further with this one, unfortunately. But it's a loss of €5, yeah. Oh, I've got a 4 gig strip of DDR3. I've got a seller on. Next. Just before I do write this one off as a total loss, I've got a usable hard drive in it. If it's like a 1 terabyte, it'll be useful to me for storing backups of the YouTube channel. You never know. I might be able to use this metal cabinet for a project I had in mind, actually. Let's see if we can do anything. Is it worth anything? If it's less than a 500 gig, it's really useless to me. 1 terabyte would be okay for a £5. Yeah. And the selling one and a 4 gig strip of RAM. Let's have a look. Should I be so lucky? Yeah, should I be so lucky? 1 spiel to 250 gig. Okay. All is against me with this one. Oh, never mind. It happens, guys. You win and you lose, yeah. Now let's move on. Okay, so it's an Acer. Yeah, Acer. Stuff I just don't want to buy, to be honest. 4 USBs. I like to look at how many USBs there are on these to give me some idea of what they might be. Like the older boards will have less USBs. Obviously the blue ones will be USB 3, so it'll be a more modern board. This isn't. So this is another $5's worth of joy. Okay, with a cable. Not as I need anymore, I've got plenty of them, but it did come with a cable, so let's not discount that. It says dual core inside on it, yeah, so we know what this is going to be. Dual core. I only get them because he makes me buy them. But if I don't buy them, I can't have the stuff I want. That's the problem, yeah. He's got me well sussed. Huh. Well, the first thing I say is a dim fell out of it. As soon as I took the top off, a dim fell out. Okay. Asus motherboard, P5KPL AM SE, some sort of dual core. The RAM looks like the other one. I think this is probably what was in here originally. This just fell out. See, Acer. Yeah, they got Acer stickers on them. 2008. And do a pair of 2 gig strips. Okay. I'll just reinsert the RAM if it wants to go. Oh, it's a bit sticky. I find there's a lot like the sockets seem to be gummed up somehow. So, but we can try it. Yeah, we can try it. At least it's nice to see an Asus motherboard in this Acer machine. Complete machine again with a hard drive. Just disconnect that for the moment. At least this one has PCI on, so we can test with the analyzer if it should be so interesting. Yeah. Shorts. No, one of these days I will find one, guys. I will actually find one. with the shorted high side MOSFETs in the VRM, but not so far. Okay, what's it do? One of these days I'll find one that goes bang as well. Yeah, but not this one. But it doesn't start. There's no on-off switch on the back of it, and this one doesn't start. Okay, out comes the motherboard. Once more, we have a motherboard on the bench. This is the hard drive that came out of it. Oh, 500 gig, a little bit bigger. Those seem to be like the most common I find, 250s and 500s. So this RAM feels a bit kind of like, all I can say is sticky. It's hard to describe it if you don't know what I mean. Okay, let's put a known good power supply on it and let's see if it then powers up. A case screw just fell off from here. If you spotted it earlier, guys, it's no longer there. Let's connect our speaker, I'm guessing. Yeah, that says speaker by that one. Now this has a ROM chip on the socket by the looks of it. Quite nice to see a socketed EEPROM chip for the BIOS. And where does this go? Ah, I see. Almost certainly on those pins. Power, okay. Doesn't start. Ah, power's not on now. It was on before. Starts. Has control of the fan. Oh, I thought it did. And it bleeped once. Okay, so this looks like it's going to actually possibly give us a picture. Let's see. Yeah, nice setup this day, guys. A lot better. Let's see what we get. One bleep. Yeah, and we have a picture. I'll try to see if I can boot this from the original hard drive. Put the power on again. Okay. Press F1 to run setup. Okay, not detected. Oh, no, it has detected the hard drive, the SATA drive. Yeah. Okay, let's just save and exit. Obviously, the CMOS battery is completely flat, but let's see if it will actually boot up into Windows. Load setup defaults. Okay, exit and save. See what it does. I do find those older BIOSes much easier than the newer ones, I will say. Okay, normal. Wasn't shut down properly, obviously, on the previous occasion. This is why I always disconnect the hard drive. Windows 7. So when I'm testing the board, that's why I disconnect the hard drive. That's what I meant to say. Windows 7. So it's got effectively a login with some password on it. Oh, that one goes straight in, that's handy. Yeah. Maybe all the porn is on the other one. We can see. Or maybe we shouldn't. Okay. I don't mess around with other people's stuff. I mean, obviously people should think about it when they get rid of these old machines. They obviously don't seem to do, but what I am happy to do is just go to check the specification of the machine in Spanish. I can do some Spanish. 4 gig of RAM. So it is a E2200. You probably can't see it. Looks like the camera doesn't like that. The exposure of it, yeah. But I tell you now, guys, it's seen the 4 gig of RAM, and it's a E2200, 2.2 gigahertz dual CPU, as it says. We can have a quick look to see on eBay if this is even worth the €5 I paid for it, but I expect it's probably not the easiest thing to sell if it is. E2200 CPU, can't be worth anything, I'm sure. No, it can't be. I mean, come on. No, look there, £1.25 or best offer. These are just, I don't know what you're thinking, okay? Yeah, so that I have not got my €5 back there. How about the motherboard? P5 KPL. -AM space SE. Let's have a look. If I can sell it, I can get my money back from the motherboard. So get the sold listing and search. Oh, it looks like yeah, okay guys. I mean, they are, some have sold recently. For this will more than cover the cost of the one that I couldn't get working in this one, okay? Shall we put us down as £20? Sounds fair. And here's the next one. It has a Windows XP license on it, which is useful, I guess. This one says Intel inside Celeron D. Yeah, but this is a good example of why you should always look inside these machines at a car boot sale. Unless it's something old and you know it's old, just take it, yeah. But for something like this, you should have a look, because this ain't what it says. No, it ain't what it says on the tin. You can see it has 4 USBs. It has a parallel port on, it has a gain port on. And when I see something like that, I tend to think it might be a bit older, and I also see like a modem. So always worth a look at these things. Not easy to get the top off this. I'll make some noise. No, I'll tell you what, I'll take the screws out. Yeah, I'll take the screws out first. Yeah. That'll probably be a bit easier. Yeah. Yeah. Comments below, guys. Where are you? Yeah. Comments below, guys. Set the screws out first. So this is not what you think, or not what I thought. Okay? Because this is what's inside it. Everything's already unplugged. This is already like this, already rattling around. This doesn't have a hard drive, it's not a complete machine. But this quite clearly is a Pentium 4, 478. It has, that's that type of heatsink. It has bad capacitors down this side here. Well, this is a socket 478 Pentium 4, definitely. Let's just get this apart, because the capacitors are bad anyway. Modem card. I think that's for the bin. I don't see any use for them at all, unless somebody else can tell me otherwise. Little PCI Zik cell, network card. And plenty of wires which you need to get out of the way. In fact, I tell you what, I'll be back with you in a moment or three, guys. Actually, I'm back now, because I just want to chat with you guys a little bit while I'm doing this anyway. So, I've been thinking of live streaming some of these car booty things on a Sunday if I get a decent haul. I mean, I have no idea what I'm going to have, is the honest truth. But what do you guys think? Would any of you be interested to see a live stream, learning electronics repair, just doing this sort of stuff, which is fun, on a Sunday afternoon? That's Sunday afternoon GMT. So if I was to go live maybe 4 o'clock GMT in the afternoon, that's 5 o'clock Central European time, or sorry, Western European time. That's going to be quite earlier in the US of A. So 4 o'clock's going to be New York, I think, about 11 in the morning. And you can tell me if I'm wrong. And over in California, that side, it's going to be about 8 in the morning. So what do you think, guys? Would you be interested in me doing some just live streams for the fun of it with this stuff? Yeah. If enough of you want to try it, yeah, let's give it a go. Why not? Yeah. I can only do about three hours and a half. I mean, you'll all fall asleep before then, yeah. But that's about as much time as I have. So if I start at 4, if we can't get it done quicker, we have to finish by about 7:30 at a push, yeah, in the evening. So let me know what you think. Oh, you see this? It's like burnt. Yeah, I'll show you in a minute. You can probably see it there, though. Something holding this one in still. Oh, I see it. Okay, so Cooler Master, quite a nice heatsink on here. May well have a copper core in it. As I say, this is definitely going to be Pentium 4. These are the capacitors, which are completely bad. You can see what's happened here to the power socket. So if we get an ATX power supply, we can see, but I'm guessing this is probably going to be the 12 volts. I'm not sure whether these used power on the 12 or the 5 to drive this VRM. Let's have a look. This is my known good 20 pin ATX. Let's see what it is. So we put this around this way, and it's one of the red ones. So it's a 5 volt. There's a 5 volt here. There's another 5 volt there. Yeah, you can see the kind of like burnt. I think that's something to do with these bad capacitors. Let's spare screw. Let's just change these. I can probably do this with the heatsink still on, to be quite honest, because they're not difficult to do. Bit of flux in there. Bit of leaded solder to help. Okay. Bit hard to get heat into that, actually. I mean, obviously I can always take the heat sink off, it's not a problem, guys. Okay. Let's try it. Okay, so there's one of them out. Clearly bad, 3,300, 6.3 volts, and the negative is, in actual fact, on this one, if you look, the negative is not the white stripe. You see them all in here. So the negative is not where the white stripe is. The white stripe is positive. You need to be very wary of this with older motherboards in particular. If you get it wrong, you'll know about it very quickly when you switch it back on. Okay. Get a bit of water and clean out that solder line a bit. Okay, I think I'll use a bit of braid to get the worst of the solder off, and then we'll use the desoldering gun to finish it. We'll put some new ones in. Just see if we can clean this up. It's not a very nice mixture of leaded and lead free, to be honest. Okay. Okay. This is a lot of heating in this one. We can soon just help it a bit, yeah. Help it a little bit. Like so, yeah. A bit more. Not a problem. I am being really lazy today, guys. Not trying to just remove this heatsink back. If I must, I will. I think I'm just doing it just for the just to prove, well, just for the hell of it, really. Yeah, just for the hell of it. Why not? Okay. So now we need to clean the holes. While the vacuum tool, you can hear it, I'm sure, is warming up. I'm going to put some of this on this stand. I think it's better solder than this one. I have some mechanic on the way. I think I'm going to just try and redo it again with this. Seems to flow better. And yet they're supposedly the same alloy. Maybe it's just my imagination, actually. Okay. We have it, and there's one here. Right, better luck, the vacuum tool is now warmed up. It's clear. See if we can do it without using hot air as well. Count to what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is clear, but we're going to need hot air as well. Yeah, definitely going to need hot air as well. Glass is falling off again. This combination really works well, guys, if you've got one of these. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all of them. I'll just check by looking, shining a bit of light through. Still running clear. Yeah, they're all good, guys. They're all good. So let's put some new ones in. I will double check with the test meter, but I know from how I was looking at the white stripe is actually the positive. But if you want to test this, quite easy, just go to ground and see which end of the capacitor goes to ground. See, that's the ground end, the green, yeah. And that reads quite low, actually. I think this has a faulty high side MOSFET. Or low side rather. I'm reading to ground, so no, I tell a lie, it's not a faulty high side MOSFET at all. I'm reading to ground, yeah, and because I'm reading to ground, what I'm reading is the resistance of the CPU, and that's probably quite fine for one of these CPUs, and we can prove that by taking the CPU out, yeah. So let's just, it's quite nice heatsink to work with. Real problem with these is the CPU usually comes out with it, and sometimes you end up bending the pins. But in this case, it didn't come out with it. Which one do we have? If this is the 3.4 gig, we're in the money, yeah. But so far, I've only ever found one. We better zoom down and find out, hadn't we? Okay, can you see that, guys? So what is this? No, it's a 2.8. These are very common. You'll be very lucky to find a 3.4, but if you do, I tell you, £100, no problem. Give it a bit of that, possibly too much. Yeah, it's just a bit gooey and messy. Oh, of course, I forgot what I was doing, yeah. Must be an age thing. So, let's take the CPU out, as I mentioned, and then let's measure that resistance again, yeah. So, from here, look, you can see, yeah, look, it's now reading high, yeah. So what we're seeing is a resistance of the CPU, and that is fine. While we are here, we can check if we have any faulty high side MOSFETs, but we're only going to see it if we put the CPU back in first, because this is the resistance we will read. Turn it around this way. Okay. We can see where the power's coming from. It's coming from here. Yeah. So this, I'm pretty certain, is what feeds into these MOSFETs. Let's have a look. I have to zoom out to do it. Okay. Does it go to? Yeah. See, it goes to the top end of this MOSFET here. Yeah, that's a 5 volts. It'll go to the other one as well. That one, yeah, and the same from here. So I'm pretty sure that these bad capacitors have been causing a lot of current to flow into the VRM. May have damaged the CPU. Only way to find out is replace these capacitors and then try it. So let's just put these back in, new ones. Easy enough to fit. Just stick your capacitor in, a little bit of flux, and a bit of solder. And if you use leaded solder, it's much easier, and it'll be absolutely fine. Okay. If we did a live stream, it would be something a bit like this, yeah? Just to give you an idea of what I was thinking, maybe. We can have fun. I can suddenly decide I've lost all the capacitors because I knocked them out away with the meter, yeah? Obviously, if this works, we need to change the socket, but that's not so bad. It's in nicely. Make sure these all go in. I've lost one somewhere. One in somewhere. Okay. This is my preferred way of doing it. Solder them, clip the legs off and just clean them up. Right, one more. I've got this one, so it went in. I thought the hole wasn't clear. I was going to just heat it up and poke it through, but it's gone. Yeah, so that's the last of them, all the correct way round. There's plenty of flux around here. I don't need to put any more on. Okay. There we go. Right, quick clean that off and then let's see if this works. Okay. Yeah. Right. See if this works. If so, I mean, I can get one of these off salvage off a scrap board. Worth taking these things. Heat it up from behind with hot air. Shouldn't be too difficult to change that. But let's see if this wants to boot up or not. Rest the heatsink on. You're okay with these CPUs just to rest the heatsink on for now. Clean up a bit. I can't work with my bench, it's a mess, guys. Right. Just one stick of RAM, and I'll take the RAM out for now and get my known good power supply. I don't think this socket will cause a problem in as much as I think it will work. It's obviously if you were going to sell a motherboard like this, and I think this is probably quite a good one. Prescott 800, so it's 800 megahertz front side boards, which is what you're looking for if you were going to buy a P4 retro rig. Has the EEPROM in the socket, that's quite nice. Obviously AGP. It has onboard VGA or AGP, so I think this is actually really quite a nice motherboard for what it is. P4561, was it P4S61 probably, ASRock. Okay. Monitor. But we're ready to go, guys. We're ready to go. Let's see. Some more wires. There we are. Power on. Nothing. Oh dear. Does nothing. Have another bad capacitor here, so we need to change that. Let's see if it actually powers up. Okay, we'll do what we can on this video, I'll mention, and then tomorrow we'll carry on. Yeah, I don't want to get too long. Trying to give you a bit like the live stream experience without live stream to see what you guys think. because I'm a bit like, kind of like 50-50. I'm a little bit way about that one, yeah. Let's see if we can see the analyzer. Okay. Right. So power supply is plugged in. There's power on that. Because it doesn't start at all. Oh, this fell off. Do I have this on the wrong place? Hard to read, it's so small. No, power button. Power button. Right. Let's go. Ah, that's what it was. So it does boot. It does start. Let's say no RAM. Okay. Let's try the one strippers game with it. I don't think it matters which slot we put it in actually. But we do need to test all three. So go in there. Power. I think we're going to get a picture. Yeah, I think we get. Yeah. Okay, we've got a picture. It didn't come with any hard drive. This. I'll put the other RAM in. It's actually saying it's a Celeron 2.8 gigabits of CPU. I thought it was a P4. Didn't really look. This capacitor doesn't seem to be bothering it too much, but it wants changing. The same as a socket wants changing. If you guys like when we've published this one today, and you want me to fix this on video, we'll carry on to a part 2. Yeah, because I don't think we're going to get this finished today. Everything I have here. Okay, so let's dust. Let's try a known good hard drive with XP on. Okay, so this has XP on. Whether it will actually boot, I don't know, because it's a bit, you know, finicky sometimes XP when you put it onto a different motherboard. But we can try. Before we do, we'll just try the other RAM slots, and maybe I'll put a bit more RAM on this as well to give it a good chance. So ID1 is here. But before we do, as I said, let's just try the other RAM slots. Make sure they are working. Okay. Yeah, it's booting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Last one. Yeah, it's seems to like it. Okay. Yeah. Let's just see if I put a bit more RAM on it. I'll try 553 strips. I'm not sure what this one actually is. That's a 512. So I'll find a couple more 512s. I'll tell you what, guys. I found a couple of 1 gigs. Let's just stick these in. We know all 3 slots are working, so let's go for it. Yeah. Hard drive is ready. Want some power on the hard drive. I better plug a keyboard in. Everything's there. Probably should be better putting the PS2 keyboard, but I'll try the USB one. And let's just see if it actually boots into Windows. It might not. It might be a matter of having to put a fresh installation of XP on the drive. Oops. Wires caught in the fan. It's booting. It's going to come on. Okay, F2 for setup. Didn't find the hard drive. Didn't find the hard drive, I think. I'm pretty sure this is a good hard drive. I could be wrong. F10. So let's see, just load the defaults. Load defaults. Save. Okay, let's see what it does. I'm not sure you found the hard drive. I'm not 100% sure this is a good hard drive anyway. I don't think it's spinning actually. Yeah, auto detect, it's not found the hard drive. Just try a different power lead on this hard drive. It doesn't seem to be spinning. Oh, I told you this week had some fun on the live, didn't I, if we went live? You could shout at the screen. I'll leave all this in, guys, because I want you to see what we would be doing, yeah? What we would be doing. Stick that in there. See if that helps it to detect the hard drive. Okay. I think the hard drive's actually spinning now. Blue lights on. It's found the hard drive. F1, default, fine. So we'll see if it'll boot. It's not detected the keyboard. They often do this with USB keyboards. It's why you're better to put a PCI, not PCI, what do they call them? PS2 keyboard on there, yeah. Why did they call a PlayStation a PS2, the PS2? When we'd already use the term PS2 for keyboard connector in tech, yeah? Why do people not sort of think, oh, that's been used, we'll use something else? Yeah. To me, that would be logical, okay? If it doesn't boot, I don't think it means the motherboard's faulty. It just means I need to put a fresh installation of XP. Yeah. Okay, so I'm happy with this one, to be quite honest. I'll start Windows normally. That's what it does. Again, it's not. It's in a bit of a loop. Okay. So I'm happy with this one, guys, to be honest. I think it's okay. So we need to change that capacitor. We need to change this socket, really. Yeah, let me know what you think. We can do it in the next bit. If you like this form of video, I'm just experimenting again with content. Yeah, that's what you think. Okay, so that looks like it's a good working one. I'm more than confident it is worth more than the money I paid for it once we've sorted out a couple of little issues with it. Let's look what else we can play with. This one, guys, I think is a real beauty. I was so happy to find this. It's interesting. It's an ATX machine, because this is an ATX power, yeah, it's ATX. Let me show you what's on the back of it, because I know what it is. I haven't opened this. I have not opened this machine, but I know basically what I have. Well, I'm pretty confident. So, first thing we notice, although it's ATX, it has like a kind of like a metally, almost homemade thing here. It isn't homemade. But notice this has no USB ports on it. Now, that I think is a bit unusual because ATX came out in 95. I had to look that up. ATX came out in 95. And USB came out in January 96. They were very similar. And I actually thought that every ATX motherboard had USB. And this doesn't have. The other thing is it's a very long time since I've seen one of these. And I believe I know exactly what this is. And I think some of you are shouting at the screen as well. So this machine cost me, like that last one we were just looking at, the socket 478, €11.66 if we divide it all out. So this was €11.66, yeah. And it's machines like this and the last one why I buy the crap off him, because he lets me buy these off him. Yeah. You know what it is, don't you? Do you know what it is? I don't know what the processor is. I don't know what processor it is. I do know that I recall that my second ever Pentium machine, my first ever Pentium machine was a P66, the original Pentium, and then I had something like a Pentium. I had a 200MX. I definitely had a 200MMX, and the 200MMX I'm sure was an AT motherboard, and this is ATX. The top looks like it's all in one piece. So how do we get into it? The side panels don't just come off. Okay. Well, the side panel appears to be like loose and separate, but I'm not sure what holds it on. The top is like riveted. There's rivets in here by the looks of it. And this is the one we want to get off this side anyway, so let's go for it. I wish I was live streaming this. Somebody could tell me how to get into it. Front panel doesn't come off, does it? Does the front panel come off? You see why I never open this up the car boot? I can't even figure out how to get into it at the moment. The other thing I noticed before I do get in, this is obviously a VGA cable. Yeah, this is a VGA cable. I know it is, because I know what this is. I'm not sure what this is, because if this is a VGA cable, this is a graphics card. Yeah, but what's that connector there at 15 way? It almost looks like well, it looks the same as the as a game port actually. 15 way. What is that? And how do we get into the thing? I 100% know what that is. How many of you guys don't know what this is? And who knows what that is compared to that? And who knows how to get into it? You know, guys, it's time to finish today. I've got to knock off today at the workshop. I'll try and get this video up tonight, and I'm going to leave it on a cliffhanger then. A, what's inside the box, and B, how do we get into the box? Because at the moment I can't figure out how to open this up. Crazy, but true. Yeah. The only thing is maybe the front comes off. I can't see how that comes off without breaking it. Okay, guys. We'll carry on tomorrow. Let me know what you think. And there's definitely no screws visible. I can see. There's one subscriber on here, John Prescott. Mate, how do I get into this thing? You will know. And you probably know what this is as well. Okay, guys. See you all soon on the next one. Ciao for now.